Hello and welcome to Toy Polloi 2, and today we have an unboxing. Well, in fact it's an unboxing and a sort of show and tell of things that I have bought. I've got one package that I bought off Facebook, which is the big black one in the middle. I've got a package that's been sent in by Bob, and then I picked up something out in the wild, actually in a physical shop, which is what Mutant Man there is holding. So let's get on with the video and I'll show you what I've got. So let's start with the smallest thing, which is the thing I found in a shop. So let me just take that off Mutant Man. There's a shop in a nearby town that sells sort of Corgi and Dinky toys, and I don't often pop in there because I'm not really a sort of Corgi or Dinky collector, but I was walking past with a friend and we saw a few bits in the window and one of them caught my eye. So I went and had a chat with the guy who owns it, and he said that he would sell it to me for £5. So this is what I got for £5. It is the Corgi space shuttle from James Bond's Moonraker. As I say, this was £5. It's actually in remarkably good condition. The landing gear still works. There's a little lever there. If I press that, you can see the landing gear comes down, and then you can open the back of it to show some sort of a cargo hold. It's just a really nice little toy. This one's got a little bit of wear. There's a few sort of chips on the white paint, but overall I think it's in remarkably good condition. As I say, £5, I thought that was really well worth getting, and it's just a nice little memory of a toy that I had as a child. It does need a little bit of a clean, so I'm just going to sort of clean that up, maybe a bit of lighter fluid to get some of the scuff marks off the white paint, and then some sort of hot soapy water on the rest of it, but that will clean up really nicely. So that was my first little purchase this week. This next purchase was actually a Facebook buy. I don't look at Facebook that often, but I was last week, and I just happened to see something for sale on one of the groups that I'm still a member of that was something that I needed, and something I'd actually hoped to pick up in Japan but didn't find. So I grabbed the figure that was on offer, and then the guy said he'd got another one that he would also sell me as well for a pretty good price. So I actually ended up buying both of them off him. The first figure was £55, including postage, and the second figure he threw in for £25. Now that does sound like a lot, but I'm going to show you what they are in a second. So let's get this opened and I'll show you exactly what was in this box. Okay, so they were very well packed, which is good because these are sort of fairly delicate figures. I bought a couple in Japan, a couple of the sort of smaller versions of these, both of which had sort of broken over the years. So yeah, they are very fragile. But let's take a look at the first one. So this is the one I paid £55 for, and this is a Henshin Cyborg. So this is the larger version of the Shonen Cyborg. This is Action Man size, so it's a 12-inch figure. It's made out of a clear plastic. You've got these cool sort of electronic looking components inside it, and they are absolutely fantastic figures. This guy is missing both of his hands and both of his feet. That is not an issue because I have something I want to do with him, and he comes with his little clear plastic head, which you can remove as well. These should just sort of unclip. There we go, and you can see the sort of robotic bit inside. So that's a Henchin Cyborg. And then in here there should be another one, which is the one that I paid £25 for. This guy looks like he's in slightly worse condition. He said there was an issue with one of the arms, and also this guy doesn't have his head, so he's missing his feet as well and hands, but also he's missing his head. But again, that is not an issue. So let me just open this one up. I think this one's got different colour innards. Oh no, it's same colour innards. The insides of these you can get in gold, silver, I think blue as well. So there you go. We've got two Henshin Cyborgs. This doesn't look in too bad condition. There's a few cracks on the plastic. That is pretty normal. The plastic, as I say, gets very brittle and it can be repaired. He said there was possibly an issue with the upper arm being the wrong type of arm, maybe. Could be that there's two left arms on this one. Again, it's a bit like Action Man. You can pull the pieces apart, so we can take these pieces off. So it could be that there's two sort of left arms there. But that doesn't matter. Those are absolutely fantastic. And although £55 sounds a lot for this, that is actually a pretty good price to get one of these in the UK. You don't see them that often in Japan, and you really don't see them often here in the UK. So I'm very pleased with that. And I'm going to use this for parts to actually put a couple of other figures together. So those are absolutely fantastic, and I'm really chuffed to get them. And to get them in the UK is even better. And just as a quick sort of explanation as to why I'm not worried about the arms and head and feet of these guys being missing, you could buy outfits for these Henshin Cyborgs, and I have one here. And as you can see, the idea is you actually take the feet off and you just pop these sort of pieces on over the top. So you don't actually need the feet to complete this figure. Same with the hands, they are exactly the same, they just clip on there. So if you're missing the hands, you just get one of these outfits and pop it on. Likewise with the head as well. So you can see I can pop that head on there. And this figure is starting to look very complete. complete, even though he was missing his heads, hands and feet. So that's why I wasn't worried about them, and that's actually why I wanted all of these pieces, because I knew I would be able to complete this figure. This is a full outfit for this one, so if I just swap that over there, get the top section on. They're a little bit awkward to get on just because some of the plastic is, again, getting fairly sort of hard. This was made out of a sort of rubbery material, but that should clip on there, and then that should go over the top there. And there you go. My headless, handless, footless figure is now looking really rather cool. And then finally we have this selection of stuff that was sent in by Bob, who regularly sends stuff into the channel. And I can see it's a whole mixture of pieces. I can see there's a V comic on the front. That looks like a Space 1999 puzzle. We've got some $6 Million Man paperwork at the back. So let's get this all out and we'll see what he's sent in. So first up we have this comic, which is from V, the TV series. This is DC Comics. This is from May 85, it says there. So let's take a look and see what's inside. So we've got an advert for the V comic book there, and then we've got a little story, some adverts for, what's that, Oreo cookies. That's why I like looking at old comics like this. You see some really interesting old adverts. I'll have to read that story later. It looks pretty cool. More adverts there, and then an advert there for Reese's Pieces. That is pretty cool. There's also a letters page there, which I will have to read as well, because I like seeing this, what kids were writing about back in the day. So that is very nice indeed. We also have this, which is the wrapper to a Spice Girls chocolate bar, Dairy Milk chocolate bar. I wonder when that is from. Oh look, August 98, so that is Baby Spice there. We also have this, which is a Space 1999 puzzle, which has been wrapped in cling film, so you can actually see what it is. We've got Victor Bergman there and John Koenig with an eagle taking off in the background. So that says that's from Series 1 of Space 1999, because Victor Bergman wasn't in Series 2. And on the back, oh, there's just a bit of paper there, which looks like it's from a Pink Floyd album. It's got Arnold Lane and all sorts of things. How weird. I might open that up later, but that is a very cool puzzle. We also have this, which is the backing card for one of the $6 Million Man outfits. The backing cards on these are huge. I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but you can see how large this thing is. If we turn it over, we'll be able to work out which card it is. So this is the Bionic Adventure OSI Undercover Assignment. So you get Steve in this sort of denim suit, I would say. It comes with some other pieces, so that is very cool. If you get the outfit, you can actually display them again on this, because they are designed in such a way that the outfits will sit on. So that is actually a very nice display piece. We also have this look-in annual, which is from January the 28th 1978. It's got Logan's Run on the front, some information about the ABBA, the Dooleys. Quite a cool lot of things on there. On the back, I see we've got a very nice picture of Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Another cool comic to read. And then finally, there is a large picture of Diana from V, which is played by, I think her name was Jane Badler. That is pretty cool as well. So thanks, Bob. These are excellent pieces. So there we go. Those are my pickups for this week. I was especially pleased to get the Henshin Cyborgs. Those are lovely, and I'm going to be certainly fixing those up and getting them back on display with the rest of my collection. As you can see, I do already have an outfit for one of them, but the other one, I think I'm going to use pieces of that to fix up another that I've got that's broken. And then I was really pleased to find this little Corgi Moonraker space shuttle from James Bond. It was something I had as a child, and it's really nice to get something like that back in your collection. It's in really lovely condition, so that's just going to go straight on display. And of course, a big thank you to Bob for very kindly sending these pieces in. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it, then why not head on over to my main channel, Toy Polloi, and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.